You know, when you hear the word dispute, I bet your mind immediately pictures a courtroom, right? With lawyers and a judge, the whole deal. But what if there's a better, maybe even smarter way to solve conflicts? In this explainer, we're going to break down how you can handle disagreements without ever having to step foot inside a courthouse. So let's just ask a really basic question right off the bat. When you're in a conflict with someone, maybe it's a contract, a business thing, or even a family issue, is your only way forward a full-blown legal battle? A lot of us just assume it is. But the answer, and you'll be glad to hear this, is a huge no. And thank goodness for that, because going the traditional route through the courts, well, it has some major downsides. I mean, we're talking about a process that is famously slow, incredibly expensive, and frankly, it's just emotionally exhausting for everybody. It's a high-stress environment by its very design. So really get why that is, we've got to understand the system itself. It's called the adversarial system. And the name, well, it pretty much says it all. It is literally built for a fight. And when you really break it down, the problems become super clear. The whole thing is based on this win-lose idea, where for one side to win, the other side has to lose. The process can drag on forever. We're talking months or even years. And it's not just the crazy high legal fees. It's that it's all public, and it can just completely destroy important relationships, whether they're personal or professional. But what if we changed the entire goal? What if instead of trying to win a fight, we tried to solve a problem? That's exactly where a different approach comes into play. A much more collaborative and honestly, a much smarter way to handle things. And that brings us to the big solution, alternative dispute resolution, or you'll just hear it called ADR. So what is it? Well, in a nutshell, ADR is just a collection of ways to solve legal problems outside of the courtroom. And the key thing to get here is that these methods are built to be faster, way more flexible, and just less formal than a trial. Now, this might sound like some new, modern idea, but ADR has been around for a long, long time. It actually got its formal start back in the 20th century, and for a really simple, practical reason. The courts were just totally swamped. The system needed a kind of release valve, and ADR turned out to be a really efficient one. Okay, so if you're not going to court, what do you do? Let's dive into the main tools you've got in your ADR toolkit. First up, we've got negotiation. This is the simplest, most direct way to do it. Just picture two business partners who can't agree on something. Instead of lawyering up, they just sit down, they talk it out, and they find a compromise. It's really just the people involved working out a deal that works for them. All the control stays right in their hands. Next, there's mediation. Now, this brings one new person into the mix, a neutral third party called a mediator. Now, their job is not to pick a winner or tell anyone what to do. Nope. They're more like a guide, just helping both sides communicate better and helping them steer toward their own agreement. The final call still belongs to the people in the dispute. And then we have arbitration. The best way to think about this one, it's kind of like having a private judge. Just like in a real court, both sides present their case with their evidence, but instead of a big public trial, it's a private hearing, and the arbitrator makes a final decision that is legally binding. So it's more structured than mediation for sure, but still way faster and more private than court. Okay, so now that we know all the players, let's put them side by side. How does this collaborative idea of ADR really stack up against the confrontational world of the court system? Let's do a little head-to-head comparison. This slide right here, this is the whole story in a nutshell. Over on one side, you've got ADR, which is all about cooperation. It's like you're trying to solve a puzzle together. It's faster, it's confidential, and it keeps the control with the people involved. But on the other side, you have the court system, which by its nature is a confrontation. It's like a boxing match. It's slow, it's public, and some third party, a judge or jury, is the one who makes the final call. So let's pull all of this together. We've talked about what ADR is, how it works, but what's the bottom line? What are the real-world benefits? I mean, why does any of this actually matter to you? So what does all this mean for you personally? Well, it means saving a ton of money and a ton of time. It means protecting those really important business or family relationships that a messy court battle would probably just tear apart. Everything stays private, not broadcast for the whole world to see. And maybe the best part, you're not stuck with some rigid one-size-fits-all ruling. You can actually create custom solutions that work for your unique situation. And you can do it all with way, way less stress. And the impact is bigger than just one person's problem. That's really what this idea gets at. By encouraging cooperation over confrontation, ADR not only expedites resolutions, but fosters understanding and paves the way for more harmonious societies. It's about building a better way to solve problems, not just for us, but for everyone. At the end of the day, that is the most important thing to take away from all this. The next time you find yourself in a conflict, just remember this. You have options. You don't just have to accept the default path of a costly, stressful, all-out war. You have a choice. And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. When you're in a dispute, what's your real goal? Are you looking for a battle you can win no matter what it costs? Or are you looking for a problem you can solve so that everybody can move forward? The choice, as we've seen, is yours.